Hello, boys and girls. I have a new story today. It's in English and Spanish, but for this version, I'm only going to read the English section. But if your parent is there and they can speak Spanish, you can see the words and you can read that to your child. And I'm going to try and get it on here in Spanish as well. This book is called Moon Rope by Louis Eckert. And one of the things I want you to look at in this book is patterns. I'm taking a math class right now, and the love of patterns and the beauty of math is something we want to instill in children. So look for patterns everywhere. Look at all these patterns. Aren't they beautiful? I can see some red reoccurring. First we have 2, then 1, then 2, and then 1. I can see the pattern of a square that's cut in half by a jiggly line or a step. They look like stairs. So those are things we can look for, and all of our squares are cut in half by a stair line or zigzag. All right. Moon rope. Un lazo a la luna. I won't read all of it in Spanish. Moon rope. There's some very beautiful pictures and a lot of patterns. Can you see the pattern in this tree? We have a branch, 2 branches, and 2 maybe pine cones or fruit on the tree. 2 branches, 2 fruit, and 2 branches. Another pattern. This pattern is a big round circle and 2 like stars on either side. This is the moon. Mole was taking a break from digging for worms when Fox came by. Mole, he said, if you could have anything in the world, what would it be? There's Fox. Worms, worms, and more worms, Mole said. What about you? I want to go to the moon. The moon, Mole gulped. How? I'll think of something, said Fox, and he ran off through the grass. Okay. Fox liked running through the grass. It tickled his fur, and it gave him an idea. Why not make a rope of grass? With a loop at one end, he could hitch it to the tip of the moon and climb up to the moon. Do you think that's possible? Well, Fox does. Fox ran back. Mole, I've got it, he said. Both of us can climb to the moon on my rope. Mole blinked. Both of us? There are big worms up there, said Fox. Huge. Mole's stomach growled. He'd go. I wonder how many worms can you see here? Can you count the colorful worms that Fox is saying are on the moon? Do you think worms are on the moon? See if we can count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 worms in this picture of the moon. Mole and Fox braided the grass into a long rope and waited for a crescent moon to appear. And then Fox twirled the rope high over his head. There it is, over his head. Clunk! It fell down and hit him right on the nose. Fox growled. He was mad. Have you ever felt like that when something hits you? When you get hurt, it does make you mad sometimes. Maybe the birds would carry our rope, said Mole. But the birds didn't want to go to the moon. Just hitch this rope to the tip, said Fox. We'll do the rest. Here are the birds. One of these birds has a bunch of circles. Do you see the circles? How many circles are on this bird? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're kind of in a pattern. So the birds took the rope in their beaks and they flew up into the sky. Mole and Fox waited. What shape do you see in the bottom of this bird? What shape is that? If you said triangle, I think you're right. And what shape do we see in the middle of this bird? How many of those shapes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 squares. All right, let's see if they get to the moon. When they returned, the birds said, "Your rope is ready." Fox started climbing paw over paw, eager to be the first on the moon, and Mole followed, claw over claw. Where's Mole? That's him. That's Mole. He's following Fox up, 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 up. Fox kept his eye on the moon, but not Mole. He kept glancing back to Earth, and suddenly Mole's claws slipped, and he fell through the air, down, down, down. Plump! Mole landed on a bird. They had been following the two climbers. Mole hung on as tightly as he was carried back home, and he hoped to land unnoticed. Here he is on top of a bird. But all the creatures were watching, and they laughed at Mole. "Maybe you didn't slip," said Snake. "Maybe you let go on purpose so you could come back home." So here's the cat. Do you see the circles on the cat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this must be Snake down here. And there's the Mole. Let's see what happens next. Mole was upset by all the fuss. He ran away and dug a deep tunnel, and he stayed there for a long time. So there he is. He went down in his tunnel all the way to there. To this day, Mole prefers to come out after dark, moving quietly in the moonlight, avoiding the other creatures, and he never, ever, ever listens to Fox. Look at the circles down under the ground. These are the roots of this plant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many little dots are in each of those circles? Look, this one has 1, 2. 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 But look at this one. It's got 1, 2, 3. I wonder why. Can you count the squares? 1, 2, 3, 4. Next time when you listen to the story, you can also identify some colors too with your family. But what about Fox? Did he make it to the moon? The birds say that on a clear night, can you see him? That on a clear night they can see him in the full moon looking down on Earth. Mole said he hasn't seen him. Have you? Can you see him in this picture? Very, very slightly. Can you find his 2 eyes? Can you find his circle for a nose? I think you did. And that's the end of our story. This is an adaptation of an ancient Peruvian story with textiles and jewelry and ceramics and sculpture, and all of that goes into this beautiful story. So I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time.